In this video, I wanted to talk about how easy it is for us to be really directed into our external reality. We have so much space being held right now with the energy, just awesome, amazing space. We have an opportunity to really break some patterns. This is an electromagnetic universe, and it's very easy for us to align with the frequency of an electric frequency, really more positive frequency, which is placing our attention out in our mental field. Okay. The universe sets up this awesome dynamic. We have cast of characters, we have players, we have all sorts of scenarios, all sorts of learning experiences. It draws our awareness out into the physical reality. Now, the point of this ascension process is to really detach from that reality. I use this as reality and realize that we are much greater, much expanded, more of an expanded version than what we see here in our physical body. In the universe, our reality, our etheric reality, higher frequency reality goes beyond the physical reality. So, but yet there's still this draw, right? Through programming and trauma, we are convinced that what we're experiencing is very real, and our attention will go out into that reality. Okay, our focus. So we're awareness focus into this dense area of a physical body, and then we get in here and we take our awareness of here and we focus it even more finite, smaller, into situations and scenarios that we experience out in our physical reality. And that happens since birth, right? When we're born here, we're dependent on our parents. We can't really do anything. So that kind of reinforces that programming. And as that happens, our subconscious starts to learn our brain. Okay. It's like, okay, so this is how we do things. And it starts to take over. So even when we're not really consciously focused on an activity that we're doing, the subconscious is running that program in the background. I had this morning when I was sitting in quiet, I had a great analogy come forward with this, and how it could kind of get us into trouble when we let the subconscious kind of run amok, right? Our entire body is consciousness, and we have aspects of ourselves, our cells, our atoms, our molecules. They're conscious as well. Now, they are available in listening to our thoughts. Now, a lot of times the thoughts will come from our subconscious mind. So they follow orders. They're all like little soldiers, like, okay, this is the message I'm receiving. This is what we're going to do. So good analogy of that is those of you that live in areas where you receive snow and ice, or even a lot of rain, and there's hydroplaning, skidding, slipping issues, things like that. If you've ever lost control of your car in a very scary situation, what happens? You look around, you're trying to steer, and if you see a tree, you're going to focus on that tree, and you're going to be saying to yourself, I don't want to hit that tree. I don't want to hit that tree. I don't want to hit that tree. Well, all the cells in your body are getting a message, tree. Okay. So they are steering you right towards that tree. So you're trying to avoid the tree, but yet the cells in your body, the consciousness within your body, there's a disconnect there between what your intent is and what the message that they're getting, because your subconscious is sending a contrary message. You're focused in on this tree thinking, no, 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 no. But the body's like, okay, that's where we want to go. That's what he's focused on. So you head towards the tree, right? Have you all heard that? Best way to avoid the tree is to not look at the tree. Okay. So that's an example of the subconscious kind of doing its thing in a disconnect from our intent, because it's running a different program, an opposite program based on programming. So what we want to do is we want to be able to expand our consciousness and bring more awareness to situations like that, where we could take control consciously over it and change the message that our body is getting. Okay. So what we're doing is we're pulling our awareness away from the external reality, and we're bringing it back in the center, where we could have more intuitive guidance, more intuitive, coherent flow, heart, brain, breath, coherent flow. So we've been practicing getting into coherent flow in an aligned, coherent state with breath work, channel breathing, anchor points, bringing awareness to them, third eye behind the eye, heart, you're pulling your shoulders back, you're breathing, creating a tension here, and drawing breath in and following it down your channel. Same thing with the solar plexus, down to the root mula bandha. So we do that, we bring awareness to the body. So now what happens is the physical body starts to come in coherence with consciousness, okay, with your conscious intent. Okay, it opens up that trap door to the subconscious mind, and we start to rewrite what's going on in the background, that program. Okay, just like a computer, we're installing a new operating system. And once that operating system is installed, now we have a way to get coherent. We bring it back in because we practice breath work. We practice getting centered when we have nothing really going on, right? When we're feeling okay. And we build circuitry. So in situations like the tree example we're driving, we can immediately get centered, slow down our brain waves, open up that trap door between the conscious and the subconscious mind, bring coherence to the situation, and all the cells in our body get a coherent message of calmness, and they are ready to respond to your conscious intent. So we can look away from the tree and we could start to steer the car in a different direction. Okay. And they will respond. Very different than having a fight or flight kind of reaction where we're like, oh my God, the tree. And the body's like, oh, he said tree, we're going to the tree. Okay. So we do that by building circuitry, and we build circuitry by practicing everyday breath work when we're feeling good. So very important. And that analogy I gave applies to everything in life. When we get into a situation where we're triggered, where fear comes up, whatever, we go back because we have now the new circuitry in place to be able to drop right into our breath, bring things into coherence, and the body responds. Physiology changes, blood pressure starts to drop. We start to feel a sense of calmness. Okay, we get into coherence. And when we get into coherence, we become available for calmness, calm energy, high frequency energy, our divine energy to flow. And with that comes intuitive knowledge and guidance. So it's very important to do that. We want to practice the breath work, and we want to practice, meditating daily. Okay. Even if it's for 5 minutes, get into that space, reinforce that state of alignment, that state of coherence. I use this guy. I don't know if I've talked about this in a video. This is a Flowtime. It's a headset, really. And what it does is I put it on when I meditate, and it allows me to see where my brain waves are at. It's got an awesome app. And this is available, you guys, on my website. If you want to check it out, go to the shop page on my website. For me, I don't promote a whole lot of stuff, but this thing has been incredible because when I'm in meditation, and I could put this device on, and this device will show you if you're in heart breath coherence. Okay. So if you're breathing rhythmically with your heartbeat and it's coherent, it will show you on a phone app. It'll show you your brainwave frequencies too, whether you're in alpha, beta, theta, gamma, delta, whatever it may be. It's going to show you throughout your meditation. And for me, it's really brought a visual to it and tied it in kind of with how I'm feeling when I'm meditating quietly. And, when I'm listening to music, I'll put it on and I'll sit quietly, I'll get centered, and I'll kind of, check out the readout and things like that. And I've noticed that my gamma brainwave state has increased. And it's just a great way to see that. So I wanted to share that with you guys. It's a tool to kind of validate what's happening, that you could see it with, with a chart, really. So that's been very powerful for me. I do use that all the time, and I love it. So basically, when I get into meditation now, and I could start to feel these brainwave states, and I have a connection now to what it was looking like on the graph, because the graph will show me when I'm getting into my theta is getting elevated a little bit. I'm getting more into a coherent state. There's an associated feeling with that. There's a calmness, there's a clarity with it. And I can now feel that without the headband. So it's just an amazing thing. But when we could do that, and we could take it and pull it in and pull the focus away, we shift away from that fight or flight chemistry state that the subconscious will initiate within the body. We take conscious control over it because, when we breathe coherently, the brain waves slow down, the blood pressure drops, the breath, the pulse, everything gets into a more calm state. And the cells of your body now get that message. They get that frequency, and they are ready to go again, like little soldiers, except now they're listening to the leader. Okay. Whereas before, the subconscious was kind of in the background taking control. we consciously really didn't have any control. So very important. Another thing I want to say regarding that is a lot of the draw we have with this external reality is in terms of acquiring things. And a lot of times the ego will turn away from our higher frequency energy because it doesn't like the way it feels. It doesn't want to accept the fact that we have everything we need right within here. So it's going to look externally for things to acquire or things to maybe make it feel a little bit more comfortable or a little better. And that's a similar type of thing as the tree. Okay, it's looking for comfort, it's looking for safety, it's drawing the awareness out into the reality, and it's controlling the physical body, the physiology. So for example, if I feel like I need a big house, my mind is drawing me in that direction with that frequency, with that energy. I'm going to start feeling like I have to maybe go get more educated or work harder or do this or do that. And that creates anxiety, that creates a strain on the system. So now we have that subconscious programming controlling the physiology, and we age, we develop health issues and things like that. When we could get back in through our breath work of things and realize and feel that we have everything we need right here, and that manifesting is just simply a choice of what we want to experience, it completely changes the game. It gets your cells in coherence. We put out a stronger signal of what we truly desire. It's not jumbled by the subconscious mind based on programming. Okay. It puts us into coherence, and it really gets us in tune with what we really want to desire. And it gets the mind and the body and the spirit working as one coherently to be able to generate and manifest that life. So wanted to throw that in there for you guys. That's all I've got for now. If this video resonated, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment below. Love to hear from you. As always, subscribe if you haven't already. And if there's anywhere that you guys could share this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Get the word out, and we could help as many people as possible. So till next time, guys, love and light.